Oh wait, we're being unmuted. All right. So we are live. Welcome everybody to the Black Twitch League grand opening. So I am joined today by our one and beautiful owner Ito. He is the man who pays our bills. He is the one who gives us this wonderful league where we all get to watch nonsense. And coming up new on the broadcasting booth, we have Zeno. He's going to be co-casting with me today and broadcasting, but being a ghost as per usual. We have Parasite. So everybody, I hope you're all doing well today. Ito, Zeno, feel free to give your introductions. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to get stuff started today. We had a little bit of a scare. Something happened, Discord and League of Legends, and everything went down about an hour and a half ago, something like that. And I was afraid that may mess up with our opening day. But everything came back just in time. So here we are, here at the start of the stream. Already at 26 viewers. Y'all guys clicked really quickly, so very nice to see that. And we're starting with Jace and Chimps, two teams that I'm very interested to seeing play because these two teams were just made this season, but their two team captains were teammates last season. This Jace is Tygoon's team. I originally named them Not Ishtar because it's Tygoon and Roberto from Team Ishtar last season. And over on Chimps, their team captain is Ethan3, who was the mid laner for Ishtar, which remember Ishtar was the second place team from last season. So will be an interesting. There's definitely some drama between these two teams. They definitely have something to prove to each other about who was really the reason why they were such a good team last season. You know.
I wonder if they're gonna get their first pick in. First pick is Mordekaiser.
So and that voice you just heard right now is Sino. So Sino, say hi to the wonderful viewers in the chat.
I refuse to say hi. I will never say hi. I will just exist.
All right. So, like Zeno just said, Mordekaiser immediate first pick. Well, although this does reveal, Mordekaiser could go jungle, but most likely going to go top. So, how do they respond? How do they punish? Yuumi? Ooh. What do you guys think about the Yuumi?
Yuumi, well, it depends on the ADC, obviously. But I already don't like the fact that Mordekaiser was already picked first. I'm not really sure that that's a pick that I would want to first pick. Putting top laner blind can, leave you opened up to like something like a Renekton if Chimps plays it. But overall, I'm thinking that an Ezreal would pair well with Yuumi. But they go with their jungler instead. Maybe they take away the Ezreal.
Kind of weird that they wouldn't just get the Ezreal right away because Yuumi Ezreal is such a clear-cut combo that Jace can just steal it right away, and that they do. So yeah, Chimps probably immediate regrets right now.
Immediate regrets, and the thing is that it would have been really good for Chimps to take that pick because Mordekaiser is someone that is extremely easily kited. So Yuumi Ezreal would have just almost invalidated the top game and the top laner in the late game. Bard going out next, so maybe we might get some healing packs in the mid lane right off the bat.
Probably Bard just saying, I'm going to go on a journey, Ezreal. You're my homeboy. Just press E, stay safe. Last two Qs. We're going to be camping the mid lane. So, did we see something spicy in the mid lane that makes Bard worth camping in the mid lane?
Well, we're not sure about that yet. We got the Vayne. The Vayne is fairly good with Yuumi, but it's a very late game oriented pick. So, it's going to have to scale up. Meanwhile, the Olaf is banned. So we're trying to take care of some of those early threats. The Fiora, I'm not 100% sure why a Fiora banned, but that's what they chose. And Cassio, so they don't want to go into a Cassio matchup.
Well, I kind of know why they chose to do the Fiora ban. It's because Fiora is just in general a really powerful red side pick because red side gets the luxury of doing last pick. So Chimps still has the luxury of just viewing what is blue side picking and just pick the perfect champion as their final pick. And I know a lot of Mordekaiser mains that actually do complain about the Fiora matchup. And so maybe they just did their homework, saw that somebody on Chimps knows how to play the Fiora, and they said, yeah, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of the French lady. No big gets today.
All right. Well, we've got the Riven counter.
Ooh, she was just buffed.
What do you think, Kato? What do you think about this draft?
Oh. Mm. Uh, I'm sorry. I was trying to do stuff on the bot. Let's see what we're looking at here. We have the Mordekaiser, Ezreal, and Bard. I will say immediately, I love Bard. I think Bard is one of the best supports in the game right now. For some reason, his stats are like really good. If you look at op.gg, I think he's number one. And I enjoy playing the champion Bard. I feel like you can't have a bad time playing Bard. So fun factor and the fact that he's good in the meta right now. I like it. I also think Ezreal's a really strong pick right now because Ezreal is. I don't know. Ezreal was a terror for my team last season. So I think the bot lane's pretty good. I think against Vayne Yumi won't be able to. I mean, both of those lanes kind of farm it out, but I would give the edge to Ezreal Bard. I think Mordekaiser is a ridiculous champion right now. So I think right now, so far, I like Jace's pick, just off of like not really looking at it very synergistically, just kind of looking at
bring me
at the
that.
individual champ. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that is a high.
Oh my god.
All right, so interestingly enough, I would say that they probably have some pretty decent scaling in the late game for Jace. What is the counter? I'm expecting maybe a Syndra. Just throw the turrets
Syndra is
wherever.
kind of the traditional counter to Hybrid AR, and some people like Yasuo into it, and there's the Syndra. All right, so chat, feel free to give your votes on who do you guys feel won draft. Casters, I'll ask you guys right just now. Personally, I give it to Jace. They have really reliable scaling. They have a lot of lame dominance. I think there's a lot of stuff they can do coming into the mid to late game. What do you guys think?
I think that there's a lot of reliability in Jace's team comp as well. I feel like that the Apes have decided to go with a much more execution-based team, and if they can execute, then obviously they have the stronger team. Vayne Yumi in the late game, nuts. That said, we also have quite a few things that we're just gonna have to worry about, like just basic execution. It doesn't take too much to land a Heimer ult E, which is, a team-wide stun. So at the same time, I also feel like there might not be a lot of tools to get onto Jace overall. Riven isn't just gonna cut it because an Ezreal can just E out. It's pretty easy to execute.
Do they have a Riven? Do you mean Aatrox?
Yeah, Riven Aatrox.
I'm sorry.
Aatrox is the Riven rework. Let's be real about that.
I mean,
Basically
I mean, you're not wrong.
Basically Riven. It's and honestly, it's a slower Riven, right?
One is a waifu, one's a husband. What's the difference?
That's a pretty dark husband. I don't know. Maybe I'd be into it. Oh.
I will say
my.
something that was mentioned in the chat here about the jungle matchup. They're saying that they think Jace won this matchup hard. Another thing is, I know that Graves is a crazy strong jungler right now. Kayn is strong too, but I think Graves is particularly strong into Kayn. Like I play with the jungler for my team actually, which reveal Mamba mentality is coming back. Jungler for my team is like, maybe I shouldn't say this. He plays a lot of Kayn. I do it with him a lot. He plays a lot of Kayn, and he hates going against Graves. Goes against Graves.
Your team is gonna hate me. So Kayn, really powerful pick. If you know anybody who mains Kayn on a very high level, 100% ban it away from him. So if you guys are playing against Mamba mentality and you don't ban Kayn, you are a bunch of animals.
I will say that our jungler is our lowest elo person on the team, so please ban Kayn.
So that being said, I think Kayn's a good character right now. I think he's one of the best junglers in the game right now. I think the big problem is there's not enough people that know how to execute him at a high enough level in solo queue. I think his second problem is there's a lot of people that don't understand what Kayn wants to go through in draft phase, which is why I'm going to be really critical on Apes this draft year. I do not think this is the right draft for Kayn. I think Kayn is very out of place here. I don't think Apes has a theme with their comp. They're not much of a scaling comp. They're not really a brawling comp. It just feels like a bunch of random champions being glued together. And then you look at Jace's team, and you have a lot of kiting, some disengage, some roaming potential. There's a theme here, and it's like Apes. You just kind of scratch your head, and you're like, "What do these Apes do?"
Well, I will give Apes some credit. This is a very good team at flanking, right? If you play your vision well as Apes, I guarantee you they are not going to live, especially if Kayn goes blue Kayn. I expect it's going to be a red Kayn this game because they're going to need some frontline. But there is some pretty good CC, which for the most part, isn't necessarily as much there from Jace. You've got the Mordekaiser, and you've got the Heimerdinger, but for the most part, Bard has to be pretty up there to get, his CC off, and it could be a little bit dangerous for that, given that there's a Syndra, and a Vayne Yuumi is going to be pretty hard to catch.
I actually did overlook that. So, Kane and Yuumi can be a pretty nice combo. Aatrox, when he was at his prime, was a very signature thing to go with Yuumi. But then I just look at this Vayne and this Syndra, and I don't really agree with it.
The Vayne and the Syndra do kind of conflict. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
I think this would be a good time to read the team bios for these teams. We did have someone on staff, a new volunteer, whenever that came from the Cup host, that did write a bio for these teams, and I think that these bios are super good. So just get a little bit of background. We just kind of asked what these teams, how they came to the BTL, what their goals are, who's on their team, stuff like that. Go Bowkeeper! Hey, what's up, Maria? Yeah, we do have Bowkeeper here playing mid lane on Ape Chin's Bowkeeper finally out of the jungle. I don't think he particularly liked playing jungle, but my team last year didn't have a jungler. So let's start with Ape Chimps. So do you have the bios? You can read Jace's after I read this one if you want.
All right.
Okay, so let's see. We have swinging into season 9, looking to go ape. Ape Chimps are planning to beat their chest and their opponents. Made up of friends who have gotten to know each other through their high school esports league, they signed up for BTL after Ethan3 played last season and wanted to get their own team together. The Ape Chimps are iTriforce in the top lane, Platinum 3, Alex Williams in the jungle, Gold 1, Ethan3 in the mid lane, Platinum 3, and a Uzi on ADC, Diamond 1, and Longboy Gollum on support, Diamond 3. So they definitely have some high elo in the bot lane, with Squid Hat Jack and Shrike rounding out the roster as supports. In fact, they state that they have the best substitute ADC in all of BTL. I'm not sure if that's Shrike or Squid Hat Jack, but we love some Squid Hat Jack around here. Also, their goals this season are to 3-0 JC again, not throwing finals, and finally win an RP giveaway. And that will be Ape Chimps. You got Jace?
Yeah, so going on in Jace. So returning to BTL in season 9 is Jace. This team is held together by classmates and friends looking to have fun. Well, let's see how long that lasts. Just like last season. Jace is TWTV, Twitch TV, CXFY. So if you want to hit him on Twitch, that's his Twitch name, CXFY. Top Diamond 2. So we're going to see some powerhouse in the top lane. For Pito, Jungle, Diamond Free. Phase 2 to win, mid plot 4, Yasuo main, question mark. Tygoon, who was also on Ishtar last season, ADC, Diamond 4, some returning faces. And the Chicken Wing in support, Silver 1. This lineup holds a strength in its strong top side and objective control, and they're looking to exert that control over this split, keeping it short, sweet, and memorable just like their name. Their goal this season is just to win it. So, can they actually hold to that promise? Soon we'll find out.
I love that both of the team have like very obvious concentrations on their elo. Like we've seen this like kind of debate before. Like, is it more important to have your elo in the bottom lane, bottom side of the map, or in the top side of the map? Here on Team Jace, we see that with that D1, D2 top laner and the Diamond jungler, they definitely have the focus on the top side of the map. Whereas on Ape Chimps here, with their Diamond D1 ADC and the D3 support, they definitely have their focus on the bottom side of the map. So we'll definitely see how that plays out. I'm really interested to see how that goes.
Last season, it was pretty interesting because if we want to go back to last season, the teams that were on top were the seasons that had really dominant mid laners like Expo and a few other notable names. And the teams that really struggled were just the teams that really couldn't get their rosters together and find like not necessarily a good mid laner, but just someone who can hold things together. So I think the meta hasn't really changed a lot. So I think that this is still going to hold through into this season. I think you're going to see a lot of priority over the teams that have really good, solid mid laners. I feel we're moving even further away from a bot lane carry meta, and I'm really hoping to see good, solid mid jungle synergy coming from these teams. So, that being said, the game is starting soon. We will see Jace versus Ape Imps. Put in votes in the chat. Who do you guys think will be today's winner on the big grand opening of BTL?
So far, it looks like 60% of people think Ape Chimps. We have 60-40 split in favor of Ape Chimps as we get into the game here.
All right, so I'm expecting a 5-point from both sides. I highly doubt that there's going to be much of an invade, especially considering the lack of level 1, especially on the side.
It
Oh,
looks like we're soon gonna be corrected.
I
It's
am.
invading
I am
aggressively for
wrong.
vision. I always find it funny when both teams invade for a kill, and then they just kind of dodge each other and make U-turns.
Yeah, it's sort of just like that awkward moment where you're just like you see your friend and you're like, wait, what are you doing? I thought you were gonna be there, but no, I went to your house. Well, I went to your house, you know. And then you just sort of get sad.
Except in this situation, instead of friends, it's more like you hired a hitman to go to somebody's house, but then they also hired a hitman, and then you guys just visit each other's houses, and well, there you go.
Why you gotta make it dark like that?
Well, this is
Why not make it?
But okay, well, they
Okay,
have
so
definitely revealed themselves topside. I'm assuming that Ezreal is going to walk by, which is going to be a little interesting.
You know what else? I just realized I was like, NA Uzi sounds like the name of someone who remains vain.
Yeah,
Right.
good.
Oh, is she gonna flash for it? Come on.
Bird,
Good.
The exhaust.
and Yumi with the first blood.
What is this? What is this ADC exhaust meta? What's happening? Both ADCs have
I can
exhaust.
explain that. Long story short, ADC mains said, I don't like said mains, so I'm gonna start taking exhaust with Nimbus Cloak. And
There's obviously more to it than that. So theoretically, when it comes to actual bot laners, especially Yumi in
Mhm.
particular, well, it's a lot safer to have the exhaust than it is to heal. Their mobility is just not necessarily going to cut it. There's a lot of mobility these days in the meta, so just a little bit of movement speed isn't going to cut it. You'd rather just cut their damage.
I see.
And,
I think
let yourself
around,
take
I think it was 5 patches ago, they buffed the exhaust by a whole extra second, and while a whole extra second doesn't sound like too much, it might as well be a year when it comes to time. We have a game coming
Yeah, I
up in
would
the top
agree.
lane. Kratos going in with the gun, going pew pew pew. Aatrox safely walks away, but burns his splash. Will it be punished later?
Something else I was gonna note here. I was thinking like, man, NA Uzi on Vayne. Uzi just sounds like a name of a player that would main Vayne. So I like checked his account real quick. Like, what are his main champions? And I see that he has 348 games on Vayne and 147 on his next month played. So yeah, this is a Diamond 1 Vayne 1 trick, getting the Vayne. So at least we'll see if we see something here.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I feel like you look at that account, you're like, you know what? Vayne's a strong champion. This guy plays a lot of Vayne. I think we ban Vayne. But they decided like, nah, it's fine.
Maybe
mean,
they
it's a
didn't do
certain-
research. Who knows?
Probably. I've had lazy moments myself. We've all been there. We did.
Yeah, I
want to
get
check
I'm
out
very
the
familiar with
team.
your lazy moments. I've dealt with them quite a bit. Yes.
I get that, but if there was going to be one person on that team I at least look up, I at least check them out, it'd probably be NA Uzi. Just because you just like look at their team roster ranks, like, hey, that guy is like the highest ranked by quite a bit. Let's see what champions he plays.
Kind of curious what build he's gonna go for these days, because there's 2 popular builds on Vayne, and you could either go full crit with IE and just split her like any other ADC, and this will make her auto attacks hurt by quite a bit, gives her a bit more burst, especially with the Q. Or you could just go on hit Vayne with like your Rage Blade, your Wit's End, and there is enough AP on the enemy team to justify the Wit's End.
Yeah, I would say so. Got 2 solo laners that are AP. That said, we're starting to see that top side is definitely getting a big CS gap. There's a engagement. There's the stun.
Is this gonna be a dead Bard? Just 2 more hits?
Does not look like it.
Q goes wide. Mordekaiser just
And-
pounding off of the Aatrox.
Yeah, I'm not a terrible fan of the Aatrox into the Mordekaiser matchup. I'm not 100% sure why there. As I said,
It
when I
was
checked-
your counter pick too. That was the interesting part.
yeah, it's just a weird decision. You would think something more like a Renekton. Maybe it's the champion pool. Maybe there's not enough champions that really would work well into that. He is a good flanker, but if he's gonna get stomped this hard this early, then you have some concerns about that. That
Something
said,
I noticed with most Aatrox mains in particular, even in pro play, is while we meme Aatrox when he was on release, he kind of is a champion that takes a lot of practice to play right. And I noticed a lot of the Aatrox mains are just really stubbornly holding on to the Aatrox pick, not wanting to admit their champions falling out of the meta. So maybe a bit of that syndrome coming down into here.
I don't know. I almost never see it in my games, but then again, I'm gold, so I'm not exactly a
I feel
connoisseur.
that. I feel that. I'm in gold
I'm not
opinion
exactly the
too.
connoisseur of picks. But I will say I did get 2
But
picks.
I definitely
correct in
understand
my
the feeling
predictions.
of realizing that your champion is weaker and out of the meta, but taking a long time to accept it. Oh.
I will never accept.
Especially if it took a ton of practice.
Yeah, it's like I spent so long on this champion.
I have so many memories of them. Was my first pentakill.
Yeah, stuff like
You know,
that.
Fun fact, Graves was my first
story.
pentakill on the old version.
Oh, nice. I think a long time ago, like an ARAM Draven was mine.
Also, Zena, you were gonna say something? What? Tell us the story. Tell us the story.
Yeah, funny story. I've never actually gotten a pentakill on any of my mains. So I've only gotten 3 pentakills in 7 seasons. I've played since season 3. And one of them was on the old Poppy, like old Poppy.
Like, how do you get a pentakill on the old Poppy? That champion doesn't get pentakills.
I
That
don't
champion
know,
didn't
but I
take
got a-
damage. Immortal Poppy.
Like, believe it or not, the new Poppy is still pretty similar to the old Poppy in play style. Like, how do you get a pentakill of that?
You know, I would like to know that myself. The other one was Anivia, and the other one after that was Syndra.
Okay, Nivy, that makes
So-
sense.
This bot
Maybe-
lane
maybe
is
it
struggling
makes
right
sense.
now.
I don't know. I don't play Anivia.
Tycoon's down like 10 CS. The rest of the lane seem relatively even. I guess top lane is in favor of CXFY, TWT. I gotta find a way of what to call them. Psy, CXFY. That's probably fine.
I'm just gonna call him Mordekaiser. Because he's the Mordekaiser this game.
That'll be his
Alright.
name. Alright, so Kane invading onto the Graves. Graves taking quite a bit of damage. Graves is still level 5, doesn't have level 6 start yet. Kane goes to the flash in, goes in for the ult. One more auto attack should do it after the ult animation. Oh, flashes over the wall. Can Kane reach him in time? Oh, no, Kane is punished. Team comes in for the rescue.
So there were just a lot of questionable things on that. The canceled auto kind of made me, feel like I wanted to hurt myself. Just slightly. But interestingly, the other thing is there wasn't the bot lane priority that was needed, or the bot lane just didn't come up, and you sort of need your bot lane to sort of support you on that. So maybe there was a miscommunication.
And that's one of the big things why I really don't like this bot lane with Kane here. Because Kane is a lot like Graves. He wants to invade. He wants to get into the enemy jungler space. I mean, you're playing these invasion-type junglers. You want these laners that will get you your priority and just have your back when you go into invasion. So really big miscommunication here for Kane to all in without having the backup from his teammates.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like there's a small vision war.
We're
Interestingly
playing
enough,
dodgeball now.
I've been always a little bit familiar. I used to play a little bit of Heimerdinger, and the Syndra matchup wasn't always as bad as people made it out to be. For the most part, it is a little annoying that you can move the turrets. It's more of a late game counter. So early game, it's actually pretty common to see them actually stay pretty even here.
What do you feel is like what some of the big tricks that Heimer can actually do in this matchup? Like, what do you feel makes it very overhyped?
So, personally, there's always just the option to max rockets. But the second thing that you need to know is that the turrets scale with HP, and you'll find that it'll take multiple Qs from the Syndra, and even like Ws, as you saw, there's that one turret still standing there. It ate a Q and a W, and it's still alive, so it takes a lot more damage than you actually think it would. That said, if Syndra does get ahead, that's when things start getting really rough. But
Probably a bit more bearable now since they recently nerfed Syndra too.
did they? I have not read my patch notes.
Q cooldown by like 2 seconds every rank, I believe.
That is slightly rough on the early game. It would affect the Heimerdinger matchup, yeah. That looked like
got out again. So
just not wanting to live anymore.
Graves took a handshake with Kane and said, "Listen, bro, I felt ya. That was a good invade. I should have died there. How about I go even Steven with you? Is it even Steven if I do this?"
I don't think that was it. I think it's more like, haha, I'm gonna do it.
And
That
now
is
Vayne
a
goes in for
very
the all
firm-
in. Sees for him kill. Really nice synergy between support and Vayne's actually gonna go in for his dive here. Puts in the exhaust, condemns the Bard into the wall, finishes off with the Q, auto, pew pew, and that's gonna be the kill for the bot lane. 2-0.
Yeah, Vayne did not care.
She really didn't care. Once upon a time, towers used to do something, believe it or not.
Well, just towers, we're taking too many champions. It's just they just didn't want to do that.
Well,
They
you-
just-
Like,
Yeah,
for
there we
people,
go.
I'll tell you the secret to gain higher elo. The secret to gain higher elo is realizing that towers don't actually exist and they're nothing more than a decoration.
I don't
it
know.
helps.
You've seen some pretty bad tower dives. Towers have their moments. Just they're like they're like a cat, right? Where the cat sometimes wants to claw your face off, and other times where it wants to, steal your food and then claw your face off.
Do we get any counter-truers in chat here?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just happens to be that cats don't like me. They smell dog on me or something. I don't know. maybe it's my lizard. I don't have a lizard, but I like to think I have a lizard.
Lizards are interesting animals.
They're
Alright,
very
so we have
Okay.
Invasion going to blue side. Kane says, "Get the hell out of my jungle." Goes in for the slash, has the Yumi backing him up. Bar goes in for the escape for the tunnels, and wait. Did Bar
That is
escape?
a
Huh? Ow!
the guard is doing some interesting things, but it looks like so far Abe is slowly getting dismantling the enemy team with 400 shutdown on Vayne. Got the 20 CS lead. We're about 3k up. That's pretty rough. Jungle
It is
difference
rough.
starting to peak out as well. Though what we still do see is that top lane is suffering, but no kills have gone over, nor even turret plates. So that means that it's not really working out. This top pick.
But here's where things get scary for Team Jace right now. So, while Mordekaiser may be winning, and this is coming from a big Mordekaiser fan too, I love Mordekaiser on the release. I think I played like 100 games on like the first week he was released, just big champion. And I can tell you, the champion I hated more than anything to face is a Vayne, because it didn't matter if I ulted her, she just presses R, Q, I don't see her anymore, and if I somehow magic it on top of her, she just condemns me away from her and times out my Nightmare Realm. And then even if and maybe she's just too fed and she just kills me while I have her in Nightmare Realm. So, we
Alright,
see the two
nice
toppers
forward.
doing it down. They're doing the slamming, some big fine top lane mechanics, we got the flash, and then Mort just says, "You know what, I'm gonna dunk you."
Yeah, it mostly
Pulled
just
him
looked
back
like
in.
I guess I spoke a little too soon about the top though. Yeah, he's really firmly ahead. There should have been no reason that he should have been going for that. That just was a questionable decision, Maybe he just, didn't feel like living today. But, I feel like that every day when I don't drink coffee.
I was about to say, like, oh, I wonder how many games this man has on Mordekaiser. It's his third most played, but they did ban his two most played champions, which was Jax and Wukong. Those were specific bans against CXFY. So now he's on his third most played champion. 100 games, 60% win rate, Diamond 1. So he's pretty good at Mordekaiser, but the Jax would have been
Good.
crazy. He has
Ooh,
over
like
500
this.
games on Jax.
A very nice Rip Herald. Let's see if they follow it through into the second tower. Looks
Is this gonna be
like
a tower
the
dive?
bait is happening.
This might actually be a tower dive. They catch him out?
This isn't even a tower dive. He's just not gonna get to the tower. He just decided, I'm not gonna remember that my opponent just
Oh
there.
no,
And,
Ezreal, what are you doing? That is not safe. And Bard, I support mains. Support mains. I really gotta call you guys out. If you're playing Janna, and like somebody all-ins me and does like 500 damage, And if you shield me after they walk away and do their damage, just leave my game. Leave.
Hey, it's a moral support thing, okay? It's I had you in spirit.
Ooh,
That's what that's saying.
I do also want to really criticize this Bard pick, because like big reason you pick Bard is two reasons. One, he probably has one of the best level 1s in the game. There's not many supports that out-trade a Bard level 1. And two, he's one of the best roaming supports of the game, only rivaled by Pyke and Rakan. And I saw neither of those things being to be.
Yeah,
I
I did expect some more roams from Bard, considering that he had an Ezreal ADC. The reason when I have an ADC that I know can play safe, I'm like, alright, you farming here on the tower? Peace. I'm gonna go try to kill mid lane. That's usually what I try to do.
So the problem is with that is that you have two lanes that are sort of just not going to really want a roam. The Heimerdinger just you're never going to roam for him. You're never going to gank for him, and you're never going to get ganked because everyone knows that if you gank the Heimerdinger, you just die. And top lane was already winning pretty hard, right? So a Bard would have done something, right? But you don't necessarily want to give up that dragon priority. And in the meantime,
Run, Heimerdinger, run.
Yeah,
Okay, he's
Heimerdinger.
good, he's good.
The dragon Heimerdinger skin is always amazing.
Yeah, I was just thinking I would have tried to go for like roams onto Syndra.
Dragonheim best skin, no argument. Don't at me.
I don't have a Twitter, so I can't at you. So what do you guys think about the hack that happened?
That was interesting.
You mean like an hour and a half ago?
No, the Twitter hack where all of the big names had the Bitcoin scam happen, where they decided that they were going to turn it into RuneScape, and they were like, "Hey, if you put this amount of money, I'll give it back to you double."
I actually wonder if it's like the Team Puppy people, because for some reason this specific year and last year, I've seen more hacks and security breaches than any other year, and it was all by the same company. It was like called Team Puppy or whatever, and basically they were just a group of trolls, but they were very good at what they did. So I wonder if someone hired Team Puppy to come back. Oh no! See, this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's that interaction. Though, interestingly enough, the Yumi ult just made it so you could just sit on him.
Yeah, just Mordekaiser don't like seeing veins. I can say that right now.
Does Mordekaiser's end of his area can Vayne condemn into that?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Mordekaiser players don't like veins. I played this champion a lot, and nothing made me cringe harder than seeing a vein on the enemy team, because I would just go, how do I kill that?
I mean, you kill it by not killing it. You just leave it alone and hope it dies.
Hope it dies from old age, like a puppy.
It's it just decides that it just falls over.
That's a point.
Now, given the situation, that is a very young Vayne. With the 6-0-1
It is a very young Vayne.
6-0-1 score. I don't think she's dying anytime soon. Especially with an ardent sense or kitty cat,
Oh.
That
is a very healthy puppy.
That is a very healthy woman. You don't need no man or dog.
She's not gonna grow up to be the old crazy cat lady. She is the cat.
I don't know what that means. Why is she
cats
a cat?
are terrifying creatures. And Graves comes with the steal. How?
Volpeto!
That's a big oopsie. Just not feeling it today.
He just literally went in there and said, "You know what? I got this."
So here's the question, right? It's 20 minutes now, though, right? When do you think they're gonna figure out that laning phase is probably over?
you see, Mordekaiser knows that, but then he went bot lane, got murdered, and went, you know what? Let's go back to lane phase. Those were better times for me.
Yeah, but why is Vayne? Okay, Vayne's going topside to rotate. Honestly though, we sort of need to see something, I guess, around the Baron soon. Rift Herald's coming down, so they're gonna start getting mid priority for Jace trying to get the control, just like the goddamn blue decks in Magic the Gathering. And they're just putting him right into the second charge. They're not going to be able to cancel. Oh, they did cancel it. Oh,
Yeah, that was
I
one
am
of the teams
wrong.
there. You see, you want this tower put? You want this tower? Psych!
I mean, it wouldn't have gotten the tower anyway, but
I will say, NA Uzi being 6-0 on Vayne right now is a really big yikes. If
Oh
you're-
yeah, that is a big yikes.
Yeah, you're not.
it's a
You're
big
not
yikes, but
looking
it's
forward
not
to that.
translating into anything right now. As you know, everything
Yeah, I guess the objectives
being
right now.
taken over the map. Though they are sneaking Baron,
Mhm.
I'm wondering how well this is going to go. This is a pretty early Baron
They
take.
probably have about 10 seconds left to check this out before they get secure. It looks like they're just gonna actually hand it over. Mordekaiser
Yes.
might make it in time to punish. No, they're all full health, so it's not even a kill to be had. They get the Baron for free.
They get the Baron for free, and they get a Mordekaiser for free as well.
Ooh.
Oh, you hate to see it happen.
No, well, I won't say it's quite for free. It's definitely
Yeah, it is about
looks
to,
like
I
there's going to be a
agree.
trade for a tower. But the one thing that I'm really seeing is right now it feels like while Ape's players are sort of getting a little bit individually, I'm feeling like it's almost sort of like a solo queue game, which is really rough to say. And
Staffman Kirby,
and,
thank you for the tip.
yeah, it feels like it's uncoordinated. People aren't making group calls. Everyone's just sort of doing what they're doing, and it's not on just one side. It's both sides are doing that.
It does feel a bit like that, and I'm wondering if Suicide's been a bit ahead in gaining objectives. So they have all topside towers, they have mid-side tower, and they have all bot-side towers. And funny enough, there's this weird thing about early game Barons, where unless you're this really strong mid-game spiking team, very often you'll see teams get like a 20-minute Baron and do quite literally nothing with it. So I'm starting to wonder. Actually, it's not even a wonder. If they can't make this Baron turn into things, the trade that they made isn't necessarily even worth it.
Yeah, it has to be able to translate into other things. Though, I mean, I guess technically a tower is definitely not, in gold-wise, the same as Baron, because Baron gives 1,500 immediately.
All right,
And it looks like it is getting translated.
Oh, Baron's
Bard just decides, you know,
It's good.
hey,
It's
wait
good.
a second. Yeah, just stop hammer time. Vayne's going in. Alright. Frontline Vayne, I'm not sure about that. But it looks like Uzi is just getting the catches.
they're actually
And Yumi with the... Alright, yeah.
Oh.
There's fighting
Oh.
everywhere. Okay.
Now,
chaotic.
Mordekaiser says,
Alright,
"Get
we're-
over here." Alright, looks like Mordekaiser's
Feel
got security
like-
and just walk him.
Oh,
Yeah.
NA Uzi.
I am getting so triggered watching this right now. It is so hard to be a fed Mordekaiser and then just watch this Vayne literally dance circles around you.
It's hard to be a fed anyone and try to like I play Vel'Koz a lot, right? I can't hit a Vayne worth anything unless I predict their goddamn tumble. But
Honestly,
another
I'll just
dog.
say fuck it and take Glacial Augment with Twin Shadows here and be like, okay, one of these fuckers are gonna hit you.
now, interestingly enough, I'm trying to find Vayne spotting, right? And it's just not happening. And we
Yeah,
have a
you
rare
see, when
Vayne
you're
where Vayne's
good
not-
enough, you can actually do the Vayne things without Vayne spotting. Yeah, that's crazy. If I
Right.
do that, I die every time.
Right, like it's just guess what? I'm gonna flash R, Q, and then just die.
Yeah, I have these ideas in my head whenever I'm playing Vayne, but they don't look like that. They don't end like that, I should say.
Everyone plays like they have the casters in the background for themselves. But of course, Hey, all right. So this
Trying
time
to be
it's
here
not
one more
falling.
time, didn't quite look through. Maybe I'm going quick right here. Looked like that Kane tried to E over the wall, but then decided to block away from that. Probably the best decision. Don't take any risks. Play the game out slow. Let your Vayne continue to scale. One thing I will compliment Apes really well on is they actually are properly abusing the Yumi. A lot of times people will pick Yumi and they have no actual clue what the champion even does. And where Yumi really excels at is she wants to jump onto this big meaty diver and just say charge, dive the enemy team, let me CC them up, and you can do as much damage as you want. And that is something that Apes has actually been doing. We did criticize them for playing really slow in the early game, but as they are gaining more confidence, and it looks like they're really finding their boots in place. They're really putting on the shoes, taking the journey, and they're making the plays. It's happening right now. We're starting to see it. Do I think this is the result of drafts? No, not really. I think if I'm gonna be blunt here, it's really coming down really hard to ADC difference. Uzi is just outright outclassing his opponent right now.
Obviously, but the one condition that I had brought onto this was that, obviously the draft, if the Vayne can execute, if the Vayne Yumi can execute, it's just better for the Vayne Yumi, because the Vayne Yumi can maneuver in a fight where there's just not a lot of any sort of hard engage. There's no Nautilus R. Everything is a skill shot, and you just don't have a good way to lock it down without just grouping hard and hoping that a Heimer E hits.
See them collapsing down onto Aatrox. Heimerdinger's gonna do his normal lasers, firing out the rocket. Heimerdinger's gonna have to flash late. Almost gets solo killed by the Aatrox right here. But they clean it up.
That said, that the Vayne is punishing on the top side, so that is a lot of turret damage. And one thing we gotta notice is this gap is definitely increasing. Before it was, 3,000, 5,000. Now we're at 6,000 gold difference. The Baron definitely helped out a lot, and it's definitely accelerated the game in Ape's favor.
What's also kind of interesting here is oh, look at it a second. Oh no.
They just
they did the face check.
Yeah, Ape
He did the
literally
fiend
just threw a
they're not
banana.
supposed to do.
They threw a banana, and that person who got the banana just, they just split off the track.
Or maybe Jace is the banana, and the apes went, me like banana, me take banana.
I mean, you can't. Yeah, maybe you just ate the banana. I don't know. That was a pretty good eat. Oh no, that just looked brutal.
That looked painful.
Now it's funny because I'm reading in chat. Someone says blue side comp is looking a little suspect, and yeah, the one thing I do think, that's why I was thinking that the red side might have it. There is ease of execution, but at the same time, you don't have a way in.
I mean, it also comes down to just individual talent coming through, because it's really easy to fault a draft when things go wrong, but at the same time, if Jace was winning, this game would be calling him drafting genius. So there is a level of execution, and it's really easy to fault a draft after a team loses, but we'd be saying also the pure opposite if they were winning. So that's something I want to bring in too.
So the thing is, I would say maybe there should have been some way, or maybe I think guess the Ezreal just decides.
Yeah, this is what I really wanted to criticize you in this game, because it's just like Ezreal, really strong, very safe character, and he's 0-7 too. And even if you're outclassed, even if it's a bad draft, even if it's the worst draft ever, there's really no excuses to be 0-7-2 at the end of the game. There's no actual excuses for that.
I mean, if you're just getting outclassed, you are. But keep in mind, the other AD is also Diamond. Is that correct?
Yes,
see,
Tygoon is
Tygoon
D4,
is
but Tygoon is not a ADC main for what we know. Last season he was a top laner.
Oh,
I think he's just playing ADC on this team and letting this other top laner here
Oh no.
pop off.
He's just gonna just not stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop, don't want to stop.
So it looks like this is gonna be game one coming to a close pretty soon. I would say, oh no, are they actually just gonna play it safe and go for inhibitors? I mean, I'm down for that. Play it a little safe. Or are they gonna end right
No,
now?
wrap it up.
They're
come
good
on.
for the end.
We already know what's happening. Come on, wrap it up.
It's
Let's play it
happening.
out.
So, that was game one, first game of the season for BTL. Jace versus Apes. We got one more game coming up, maybe two, depending on who wins the next one. This is a best 2 out of 3. MVP of the game. I think there's really no debate. MVP wants this game. This was the bot lane show. Like, I don't even want to just give it to Uzi because Yumi also did a pretty decent job herself. But MVP definitely, yeah. You know what? Let's get to Jace. It's Uzi. Casters, who would you give it to?
Yeah, it's Uzi. There's not even.
I mean, look at the damage. Look at
The damage
Oh,
chart
no.
looks just like.
Oh
I
no.
feel like.
I do have
feel
a
like
recommendation
It
for
should have
you.
been.
You need to talk to your boy Tygoon. I think you need to talk to him.
I do have a recommendation for that team, which in their pick ban for next game, and that's
Fun fact though, that makes it even more criticism and why you didn't ban Vayne. So, Vayne Diamond 1 trick. You picked the Ezreal, but at the same time you left Vayne open, and Vayne is actually a very signature counter pick against the Ezreal.
Yeah, maybe it was a bait. Maybe it was just masterfully done, right? Because as I naturally when you think about it, right, when you see the Ezreal, or when you see the Yumi and no Ezreal, you would naturally want to pick the Ezreal, but there was no Vayne ban, so maybe again it's down to research. They need to research their opponent more.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, overall, good clean game coming out of Red Side. Although where we can critique is possibly turn up the heat a little bit more into the mid game, try to not give away so many objectives. But at the end of the day, they gave just the right amount. They held their ground where they should. They came out with a win, and overall, they're looking like a pretty solid team going into game 2.
That said, what do we?
suggestions do you have for blue?
What'd you say?
What suggestions would you have for blue side?
Yeah, I obviously ban. That's the obvious one. But more so, you need to have some sort of engage, right? Like Mordekaiser is a juggernaut, right? And juggernauts are notoriously bad at engaging unless you are just walking into their face.
That being said, we're gonna go for a brief 2-minute break. So enjoy Para's beautiful, beautiful wubs, and we'll be right back when the pro draft goes live. We're live. Oh, hello, people.
Anyway,
Just a
so
They went straight
Ezreal
into it.
again on the Ape Chimps.
Ooh, now and they
and
picking up the
he's
Ezreal.
Yumi,
Okay, there's a
so-
meta being developed here, huh?
I mean,
Honestly,
it more
Ezreal's
just
one of
says
the best ADCs in the game right
screw
now.
screw everything that the bot side did. We don't like that bot side. Screw like my feelings are hurt.
My feelings are hurt.
That is what this draft says to me. My feelings are hurt.
It actually is. Kaisa, Yumi, and
This is the fuck this bot lane. That said, it looks like we got the anti top lane Rek'Sai. So, you know, it's just back sort of to the old bans, I believe. I think that's what they banned last time.
so
maybe I
I'll
just
talk
don't
about
remember.
Ezreal for a moment. So what a lot of people don't know, especially in the lower rankings, is that Ezreal is generally one of the best ADCs in the game. And a big reason for that is you have to go back in history, back to the Kleptonetsi being removed from the game. Ezreal was in a really dark place. He went homeless on that day. And so what happened is instead of giving up on life, he took the monopoly route. He said, I'm going to build a business for myself. And he went to his good friend Riot and got loan after loan after loan after loan. He got a small loan of $1 million.
Oh my god.
my
And
God.
Q got buffed to 120% AD ratios. So what happens now is Ezreal has a very safe lane phase while becoming an absolute hyper mobile late game monster.
Well, anyway, so the one thing that I will say is Jace definitely learned from the last game, picking up the Nautilus, just like I said they should. You know, point and click CC, especially against the Ezreal, that can just move whenever the hell it wants to. But we've now got Mordekaiser again on.
Yeah, but this
The
time
other
it's on
side.
Ape Chimps. Yeah, so they took it. So they are really trying to pin CXFY's champion pool, right? They banned the Jax, his number one played. They banned the Wukong, his number two play, and they picked the Mordekaiser. So they're trying to force him to some of his other champions. And now it looks like he may be choosing the Irelia, which is his fifth most played champion.
Now, this is ironically where I would want to see a Jace Heimerdinger, because Silas is one of those champions that just want to go in, right? And with the Varus, right, you could have an Aurelia go topside, Varus Nautilus in the mid lane with the Heimer, and you just sit mid and poke. So maybe we're gonna see that. That said, the
This
Silas
actually would be a better game of Heimerdinger. I would agree with you on that.
the Silas definitely would put a little kink into that because you know you could just steal the Nautilus ult and maybe even steal the Heimer R, which would be actually hilarious. But actually, how does that work? Does he just get to pick one thing?
I believe Earthstar Champion does something really similar. Basically, he'll transform into Heimerdinger and then press which ability he wants, and then he turns back to Silas when he presses the ability.
Fair enough.
I believe that's how it works. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know, but we're seeing the Graves now.
Really? Okay, Jace definitely needs some AP here. They go AD mid. They're actually going to be very focused on the AD. I'm really curious if Jace actually goes for Lethality Varus or on hit Varus, because Lethality Varus actually got nerfed by quite a bit.
Yeah. So we're looking at Ezreal and Terry.
No.
This just looks like this is a run at them. This is definitely a run at them team.
Okay, they're not going to BM that hard.
Yeah. Okay. So Orianna, they have generally good team fight. This seems like it's going to be a lot on Silas to engage on this one. That said, it doesn't look that bad at all. I would say they definitely have engage. Great flanking potential. But this time, Jace actually has some, cards in their hand.
Now, what I am worried about for Jace is that Uzi proved that he's really competent on these hyper mobile AD carries. And if you look at his entire champion pool, they all say scale. And you look at Jace, while they do have the Nautilus, I'm really curious. Is this just gonna be a game where you kill the 4 people on apes, but then Ezreal's left as the last man standing, and just to quote our friends from Overwatch, it's high noon and shoots everyone down with the Ezreal keys.
I feel left out. I've never played Overwatch. I don't know. What you
Long
know.
story short, there's a character that says it's high noon, and then basically the moment you hear that line, you can expect to be dead.
All right, so I'm gonna pull that giveaway that we did earlier, and then we will be starting another one because we did hit 40 viewers. I'm not sure if I said that, but
You did.
oh my god, what happened in the chat? Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna close that giveaway and we'll draw a winner. Congratulations to oh, once again, congratulations. And then we'll be doing another one.
Wait. What the hell? 14.26. What? 14% chance to win? What the hell?
See you in 5 days. Someone really trying out here in the chat. That's crazy. Look at all these swords. It's really going to try that? That's crazy.
You see, well, I do like how Jace drafts. They go like these really consistent strategies that you'll see like higher elo teams do it. But at the same time, after watching what Uzi did on Vayne, I actually expect a full repeat performance. What I will say though is he has to target this time, and he doesn't exactly have a high ganking jungler. So Abe's kind of has no choice but to kind of AFK farm until everybody's level 6. And I wonder, can they survive until that point?
I would say that it's probably not going to be too bad, except for maybe the Aurelia. The Aurelia might give the top laner a little hard of a time. That said, we are having some small things happening in the background, but that's okay. We're working on it.
We'll get all down.
Or up. Don't be directionally preferenced, okay? It can be up, it can be left, or it can be right too. Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
All right, so that being said, we'll be right back. We'll just have a brief break while we get all the matters settled. We'll see all of you in 3 minutes. Stay tuned for BTL Game 2, Apes versus Jace. Cast your votes now. Who is it going to be win? Which drafts you come out like more? Will Uzi come back with a 1v9? Who knows? Anyways, see y'all soon.
looks like we
Wait,
are
wait,
back.
All right, we're back.
I'm glad the teams have done a good job of banning the same people in the client that they do in the pro draft. I had to like say that constantly last season. I haven't explicitly said that. So far that, but these are two experienced teams. So I didn't feel like I had to make sure I didn't have to tell them all of those small roles because I know that both of these captains have played in the BTL before and know what we expect. So we've done a good job of that so far. Coming into the live draft on the client. Very interested to see how these two carries do again. We'll see Kim, who's going to be carry harder, CXFR in the top lane or NA Uzi in the bot lane. The Ezreal also has carry potential, but I think a lot more. I think Ezreal is even more late game than Vayne to me. I feel like Vayne gets 2 items and can start popping off. I think Ezreal is gonna like a little bit later before he starts doing tons of damage, and
Yeah.
still doesn't have the damage potential I think of Vayne. But you know,
I
still
would-
a very good, still a very crazy amount. I think he's like, I think if he's into a tankier team, he struggles more. Where Vayne would excel. But I guess like a squishy team, Ezreal can like blow people up.
Yeah, Ezreal on a squishy team would be doing a lot more.
Yeah, and outside
but-
of Nautilus, Jace isn't that tanky.
Yeah, Graves might be a little bit of an issue, but I mean, it should definitely be. Well, it's hard to say. They do have some pretty heavy AD. It's definitely Aurelia Graves. The one factor was the Victor.
First, I'm really hyped to see Silas Jung come back because when they did a mathematical rework on Silas a couple patches ago, I think it was like 10. There was a lot of criticism towards it. Oh, sorry. There was a lot of criticism towards the changes that Riot made towards Silas, but what it did bring back is it brought back a more assassin bursty playstyle Silas, and it's actually what the changes that Riot did bring that brought him back to relevant. So really curious to see what Alex can do here on the Silas jungle.
Yeah, I was never a fan of like a super tanky Silas. That's just sort of reminds me of like the old Echo when Echo would just build tank and just beat up everyone because they just screwed him. He just had such high base numbers that it didn't matter that he didn't have AP. He just killed everyone anyway. Sort of like tanky, but worse.
The irony is that when Silas was first created, that's literally what LS called him, just Echo 2.0.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good analogy.
Yeah. It's just how it is.
Oh god, the bets right now on that contest are very one-sided. Right now, it's 88% in favor of Ape Chimps. Everyone thinks Ape Chimps is going to 2-0 this, apparently. Only 12% is betting for Jace. That means, however, though, if you do bet for Jace, you do get a lot more points than the people that bet for Ape Chimps. That's how these contest things work.
I think it's really interesting because we're seeing two very different drafts coming out of Apes. And Apes, they definitely had a lot more room for explosion with things like Yumi to just be able to jump off to a character and just press ult and just say to her team, charge in. And this draft, they're more reliant on Tarek and like Silas banding together and trying to make something happen, maybe Orianna Lava combos with them. And it's definitely more execution demanding this game compared to what they played last game. And another thing to say about game one is that there was a lot of solo kill potential that Vayne can do if she get the right angles, while Ezreal is more of a play safe and poke from far away bot. So maybe from the fact that Apes chose a much slower type of playstyle in draft, we can see Jace come with a comeback.
Yeah.
Potentially.
It could be that. Now, the one thing I will say is remember there wasn't that much setup and coordination between teams. This last game was just mostly Vayne was fed, haha. So this time it's gonna be sort of I want to put the ball onto a Silas or a Tarek, have the Tarek run in, or the Silas run in, and they're gonna have to be on the same page for that. But Silas jungle definitely can do that sort of thing, right? Come out of nowhere. I'd like to see maybe a lot of camping bot side because it's a really rough lane. because there's nothing to really help the Varus and the Nautilus if it comes to like a gank besides a counter gank. They don't have the mobility. They just all that you can do is just sort of hope you get out and that your Nautilus can defend you.
At the same time, though, with the Nautilus and with the sheer burst of the Graves, there's also a lot of ganks set up for bot lane to go off of. So Graves can path towards bot side, Nautilus throws in the hook, lands it on target because he's an immobile champion. And so maybe they'll create plays through that way. There's also a lot of gank pressure like happening for top side where I really can set something up with her E. Victor even has his W. Oriana, very immobile champion, very exposed for level 6. So what I would really want to see coming out of Jace in this game too is a very more proactive bubbles 1, 2, 3, and 4, and not allow them to scale like they did into the last game. Just really take advantage of your superior early game advantages and your comp.
Yeah, definitely for sure. But the one worry that I do have, because middle lane's volatile, right? Whoever gets ahead can really get ahead and take off. What about the top lane though? The top lane we saw quite a bit of a. It was quite a bit of a difference, though. Apes still won. That said, we also have to keep in mind now that option to scale or to just stomp the top lane, it might not be the best option. One, because
It could happen.
But
so I know a few Irelia OTPs in the higher elos, and when you get talented off at Irelia, and especially with the new Bladed Rookie and the Wits End build, you could actually, if you can avoid Mordekaiser's first E, just outright walk up to him and out trade him. And once you have your ultimate, it becomes very scary for the Mordekaiser. So I'm always been a big fan of Irelia. Very flashy champion, big playmaker, big dueling potential. I really hope we're in a treat here with CXFY, and I hope he can make this Irelia pull off, because if he can, then viewers, you are in for a really good show today. So, game loading up. BTL, game 2. Apes versus Jace. Apes in the favor. MVP of the last game is Uzi. All eyes will be on Uzi this game. Let's see what comes down.
It looks like there is definitely going to be some invading shenanigans this time. Again, the
Last
question
time that resulted
is,
in NA Uzi getting a first blood, I think, right?
Yeah, that is what happened last time.
Ooh, I don't think they meet each other, do they?
So this is the case that we were talking about where they just they're going back. So okay, they probably are going to not meet each other, but they're probably not going to expect 5 there. The real question is, are they planning a late invade? Because they might, and if that's
It looks
the
like
case,
they are.
Yeah, they're sticking around.
All right, so we got a shout out to Pixel Wolf.
In the chat.
Pixel Wolf, old-time staff member of the BTL. Alex, he's setting his heart out to you, Pixel. So, give our homeboy a shout out. But I don't know. Maybe Pixel could come into the chat really fast.
Right,
Pixel,
and
do you?
I don't think she's home right now.
And that is a gross misplay.
no.
But
Ooh.
Oh no, Tarek, run. Oh no. Oh no, not like this.
Dub is for you. After he just said this dub is for you. And now he's first blood. Oh, do they really like Pixel that much?
They split Blast Cone, and that completely destroys them. They just didn't really think about that. Maybe they didn't hover over their.
Something than I do. You think Pixel's gonna accept that dub, or is she gonna reject his feelings?
I think she rejects that.
That's a hard pass.
That's kind of like you're at the beach and this guy like he fluxes for you, and then as he's flexing, he like trips over a rock.
Last time I went to the beach, right? I decided not to do the flexing, right? And my family decided to try to do the flexing. Now, me being the introvert kid, I was the only one who didn't get severe sunburn, and I'm getting that
What's happening in this game?
I'm getting that the Silas and the Ezreal just got a tan. Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit of a third-degree burn.
Pixel, to be fair, they did say that shout out was from Ethan, their captain, who is not currently in the game, but may be talking to them.
Yeah, that's. I'm not sure if that's the move. And you know, it's definitely starting with Graves's. Graves is really gonna punish for that. 8 CS to 20 already. That's just not gonna be fun. Looks like he's going for the top scuttle right now.
Is this really not the start that a Salad Jungle would want to have? I'm gonna nerd out for a moment because I'm a big fan of Salad Jungle.
Keeper, big trades mid lane,
Oh.
my boy Bo Keeper. That's my
It definitely
boy.
looks like Oriana came on top on that one though.
Oh yeah. Or I just kind of said, "This is my cake, and I'm gonna take a bite out of it, and I am not sharing."
That is not very good for the victor, but at the same time,
Oh, checking the
The
wing fire there.
heroic minions.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh no.
Really good
Oh.
trades here from NA Uzi in the bot lane.
it looks like they're not being phased by their death, and you know, oh, that's a gank.
Oh, Alex,
Oh,
Oh, he got it though. He got it.
Hey!
And technically, you can call worth because they do get a sit goal off of that. That
What
said,
is
it
coming
might-
to the pot?
oh my god, so much stuff is happening.
It is
Jesus.
just no tiny even thing. It's just action.
Ooh. Okay,
So,
trading back some
That
damage.
definitely went more into Jace's
So, Chad, I
favor.
said we were gonna see a really passive bot lane, less explosions. I'm corrected.
Yeah, you lied to us. How do you feel about
I'm a
that?
dirty liar.
How do you feel about lying?
But
to
you know
us?
what I'm not lying about is that I really does like the word. Please don't tell me I'm a liar about this too.
Well, it looks like
Oh! Hey! See, I'm not that much of a liar.
now the question is, how much are chat regretting their bets currently? With that 88%.
So listen, Chad. I know I was able to get y'all a lot of points last season. I got y'all a lot of points last season. I was thinking the 100% prediction rate last season, but I'm gonna be real with you. I may or may not have skipped a day of research for game one. Just maybe.
Or maybe
I
just make you
apologize.
worse. I just make you worse at doing this. Maybe that's the case.
No, I just skipped a day of research. I didn't even know we were going on today. I thought we were still doing the Saturday-Sunday schedule.
Bro. I didn't know we were doing this. I just got put on this like an hour and a half ago, bro. Well, not now, but that's the amount
Oriana
of...
going for some aggressive trades.
That is,
Is back with the ultimate, and Oriana whiffs a swing and a miss.
Damn, is that Ito boy on there,
That was
Oriana?
some good wave clear, though.
It
Now,
was
I don't know about the
they're still hitting each other. They're still
Nice.
hitting each other.
Oh, keep
They're
up.
still-
Wow. Maybe knowledge and cooldowns help that out, but it looks like the 1v1 is
Look at
going
this
to happen.
Nautilus just walking menacingly. It's just like full bump, and he just gets stats back.
2 tickets to the gem show.
Well, they did have a lot of minions to block there, so it does, like, looking through, you can see that there were so many minions that is just not going to play favored to a gank.
So it looks like, talking about the Varus nerfs earlier, it looks like Varus will be going with the on-hit build. That build is still pretty much the same as was a while ago. And Uzi cut out in a 1v1, Chicken Wing misses the hit, but he's gonna get stared up. Oh! Ezra
Oh,
coming in,
the
he tucked the
outplay
saves
is-
into the
Oh my god.
Oh, they
oh
had
my
it.
God.
He just missed.
Oh
And they
no.
gotta run. They gotta run because they have 3 people after them.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
bitches. Oh,
Oh,
no way. No
Quick
way. Okay,
it's
okay.
done.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Now, even so, that's still a 2 for 1. That's still really bad for them. Though, I'm wondering how much chirp planing's gonna be getting. That we got one plate there, though it looks like they are backing off, and you are getting some invades. Note the Silas has caught up. It is 40 to 42, 44 CS right now. And overall, that top gap just isn't there this time. Now it looks like we have a pretty large mid difference in terms of CS. So maybe it's looking like a mid carry this game.
Almost seems like they're very champion reliant to a certain degree because it's actually seeing almost whole new players just based off champion picks. And while that is kind of normal to happen, what I will say is, especially in last season, the carries on every team were fairly consistent in who was the star and who wasn't. So it's always good to see this where you can just be like a decent player on a team and know it's not always on you to carry. It's nice to know that your top laner will have your back, your mid will have you back. It's a good feeling to have a nice, well-rounded roster.
Yeah, we don't want everyone to be TSM, where it's just beard.
I gotta hit the TSM fans right in the field. So Tark's ultimate coming down, they're gonna be back and forth. As you Kirby's for the next few seconds, the ultimate comes to run out. Tygan going in for auto, and gets... It's lovely. Uzi
Oh no.
hurt, so...
This is not what you want to see. If you're a Team Jace. Oh no. He really NA Uzi out here. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
We got our Uzi. Like, it's just
Yeah, you gotta
every single time
respect
it
him,
looks like
man.
Tiger
Respect him.
has it, but then Ezreal just outplays him.
What does Uzi mean? Alright, Rockapa, I don't know if you like trolling out here or.
So Uzi is like gone.
Yeah. Uzi. Did Uzi ever get his world championship? He never did he?
No, he didn't.
And then he
Yeah.
retired. It
Yeah.
actually pretty
Oh, that was so
Oh.
close.
I really just did him
I really
dirty.
ulti over
Over
the
the
wall.
And they're not gonna get the Rift Herald either.
I really just did the enemy team dirty.
That's not something you want to do while your Aurelia is not with you.
Okay, so they're really after
I stole that
Pixel's
for
heart
you.
here. They're really after her heart here. Pixel, do you accept your feelings?
I don't know if you're gonna. Are we gonna get a response from that? I don't know.
Let's read chat. Let's see. She was here earlier. Pixel,
Yeah,
they're shouting
like
you
50
out. This
cents a
steal was
second.
for you.
Oh, that was a good stun.
Yeah. What? CXFY. I believe. I believe. Oh, I don't know if I believe.
There is the ult.
This is tough.
So now the Graves is not going to be
This is
there,
tough.
but I don't think it's going to matter.
Ooh. Good.
And there, that happened.
That's a stomp.
Now,
Except
this
Phoenix
is
did
going
cash
to
out
be a little
donations.
closer.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh.
Now,
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Great.
The levels
I don't know how to feel
Graves-
about this.
Oh.
I
Oh.
can't
He
lose, win, or
tried.
losing.
Oh no. He tried.
that looked like a very serious, complex dance. You know what I mean? Just it was they were trying to tango, but one of them one of
this
them
was a
waltzing
class.
instead. Huh?
You think it was vaulting? I felt like a more chop vibes from that.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it was real cool. It was.
But like the goal is still rather similar. The kills are rather similar because although Ape teams are running bot side as expected, the jungle of Alberto's doing very well on the top side of the map here.
It's really curious there's so much
think
action
that's
going
the-
on because when you look at the action, you're expecting it to come out of this bridge. You're expecting it to come out of this Nautilus. But in every time they tried to make something happen, Uzi and the enemy jungler, Uzi and Alex have always had a response to it. And it's just really hats off to them for being able to take the aggression out of Apes and turn it against them.
The one thing I will say though is it's not as much as you
Jesus.
think it is. While there is a 40
Jesus.
out there,
Oh no.
just ignore me, I guess.
And
But
a Uzi.
But Uzi does have a small CS difference that he's actually behind. That said, with these kills and these plays, it doesn't necessarily matter. Get the Terracold coming out. The Dragon's just
Great
beating up on
track in the
everyone.
pit. Aurelia gets the ultimate on multiple people, comes in the assassin and takes out the silence. We have separate fights. Bar is going in on Uzi. Uzi replies back, firing into the Qs. Uzi now on the retreat. Aurelia cleans him up, hits him down with the auto. Graves cleans it up instead, takes the 600 gold bounty and says, "Thank you, good sir, for your donation to the religion of Graves. I will use this to buy more shotgun bullets."
Huh, man, oh man. I will say they do seem to have a pretty decent answer to the Ezra. They do have someone that can actually stick on him with the Irelia and the CC with the Nautilus. So I think, unlike the last game where NA Uzi just went complete apeshit on the Vayne, I think they do have better options to try and lock him down and make sure he doesn't just completely kill the entire enemy team. In
For
this game.
sure, the Ezreal, while mobile, definitely skill shot reliant. And it doesn't have the Yumi to back it up right now. So, with a Turk, it's definitely a different play style. It almost feels like you would sort of want maybe something like a Sivir here.
Graves enforces dominance onto the Silas, backs out. But to reply to what you guys are saying, one thing I noticed is that Uzi is really skill checking a lot of people right now and doing like E forwards. So what I would hope to see from him in the next team fight is just a more calm, relaxed playstyle. Realize that the E is nerfed. It's not the same E that you're used to. And just use it more defensively. That being said right here, he's probably going to use E to go in and get...
Bitch. I didn't know that the ultimate also proc W. I guess I never thought of that before.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does.
Sense.
It
Yeah, that makes
definitely-
sense.
I said earlier that I really, if she can get her procs to come off, actually does outtrade Mordekaiser. And it's kind of funny.
That said, ults only last so long, and
Oh no. Oh
I
no.
think you have
Oh
been
no.
wrong.
Oh, that was real
Okay.
close. Well, that was real close.
That was some miscommunication.
That wasn't just close. That was just we diving today. All right. Not necessarily going to go their way. Thankfully, there's no jungler to punish.
I think
They
Graves
know they
just
can
gave
go this
Mordekaiser
way.
a big bounty. He didn't die before that, and he had 5 kills.
Oh yeah, that's going to be quite a big difference. Now Aurelia.
Oh, Aurelia? Oh, so does he have plates? Oh, no.
Aw,
The
the
chains.
talent build comes again. You gotta be really careful when you're facing champions like Silas and Vladimir, because you look at them, you go, they have 600 health, but no, it's actually more like 800, 900 health. It's the unseen health that they get back in their abilities.
Imagine dying to your own ult. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, man,
also
that's what
something that
Silas
catches a lot of people
does.
off guard. It's because like they see Silence, like, oh, they got his E, Q, W, but he always comes at you with a different type of R, and it throws a lot of people off guard. Oh, freaking locked up here, but he does have the ultimate. But I don't think it's gonna be just quite enough. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be up right here.
Like they are getting a teleport though. This is going and popping off.
Oh,
He's going blue Ezreal, so you got the ability.
he's just gonna get slowed, gets the exhaust, and here you see the exhaust that we talked about earlier coming straight into play. He has the E coming up soon, use it to get into damage. One more hit should do it. Q coming back up, is he gonna land it? Graves flashes over the wall, oh, coming into Senchi.
Look, I don't like how he eat there. He eat really safely when he should have just kind of eaten his face. Now, back to the
I really trading has the board procs, Blade of Rune King, big brain item. Big brain item. Go do the auto attacks. Just go on. Auto attack, auto attack, auto attack. Oh yes. Load the Blade of the Rune King build. Big brain plays.
well, now that it's starting to pick up, there's quite a big difference. Aurelia's now hit MR, so you're gonna
Next house
see
can kill him anymore.
that
Yeah,
it's
so gotta be
gonna-
careful here.
Yeah.
I think it got really backed out too early. I think she could have just potentially full on tower died if she was feeling confident.
Yeah, but she probably wasn't because she didn't have ult, and Silas is not something you just want to tower dive. That's just not necessarily a good idea because you just heal a bunch up. Now
I
that
never
said,
been to watch out. You're first. I'm sorry.
yeah, she does have MR now, which is really effective.
Oh, all that health.
Yeah, that's why you don't necessarily want to tower dive them. But
That
now,
means it's now gone.
now that it's gone, it might be a viable option.
Juke?
You just walk back in. I don't know why you would walk back in, but
Oh.
maybe there's a No, I don't think Aurelia dies.
What
Here.
I just like about the Death Realm and spectator modes, you don't get to see how much space is covering. So I was thinking, couldn't I really just like blast cone over a wall? But it's like,
No,
just
you can't.
a pet
You can't
peeve,
blast
like-
going over the wall from there. No.
well, you can if the Death Wall isn't covering it, and we don't unfortunately get to see how big the pit is in spectator mode.
No. But you can estimate just based off of the locations. So.
That's true. Oh,
Oh, no, that's just. Oh.
oh.
That
So
is
Bowkeeper
very
said,
fast-paced.
I do things too. My name is Bowkeeper. Returning player. Good to see returning players coming up with the plays.
Yeah, he's been a returning player multiple seasons in a row. He had 2 bad seasons. I'm looking forward for him to have a good season. He did have a good season back in BTL season 5 whenever he filled in for No Mercy whenever we won our second
Going
game.
down to Ezreal. Ezreal just takes on Parks immediately. Still has the target right in front of him. Is that I really get stunned up. Ezreal will be cleaning him up. Gets double kill. Gets the shutdown goal. Graves just gone here. Another kill doing to Ezreal.
Oh
Is this
my
going to be a
God.
quarter kill? This is going to be a quarter kill going to
Oh
Uzi's
my
net.
god. Uzi!
Yeah.
GG! He said GG in the chat! Oh my god! Oh! Oh no! Oh no!
What we here at the BTL find is toxic, and we will have to be giving Ezreal a firm finger shaking warning. Not do that again. Actually, what is our policy on all chat, Tito?
It's kind of similar to the policy on trash talk. Like if people are uncomfortable and are comfortable with it, then we say that it's not okay. And then if it continues forward after he's given warning, then we have to give punishment.
Oh no!
For the most time, we don't. For the most part, the
It
trash
looks like
talking hasn't been too
both,
bad. So.
Both
Sports.
teams are definitely engaging in the shit talk.
That's
Yeah, these
not
teams
shot
also
whatsoever.
know each other a bit, right? So usually for the most part we're all friends, so it doesn't get too bad. But if it does, then we'll step in.
Because I know some things are so strict that you can't even emote.
You know what they say about big gems, right?
That being said, it's kind of interesting how Apes is Apes. Yes, Apes. Apes is after Pixel's heart here, and the guy who's doing all the typing is the one who's 3, 6, and 3. So maybe Pixel will lean towards Uzi here.
Hey,
Maybe
hey,
Uzi can clean things up.
they got a bit going for them, right? It's not like they are out of the game, right? It's definitely still favored towards the apes.
I just really dislike his name because every time I say their name, I feel like I'm bad mouthing them.
I mean, if they identify as it, then you can't stop them. All right, this is the free internet, okay?
Like, someone help me out. Am I BMing them if I call them apes? I don't know. What is their name?
But it's their
It's
name.
self-identified, all right? It's like you know,
It's like one of the parent names their kid Dummy. Like, what do? Do you just call them Dummy?
I mean, if they accept that, sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so we have Aurelia split pushing into the top lane. Really big menace. Starting to feel like it's gonna be an Aurelia versus Ezreal type game. But where Jace is really scared here, and should be, is Apes has a lot of really good siege. Oh, just comes out with a solo kill. Are we gonna see a cross-map solo kill? Oh, Ezreal, I really misses her Eve, but still has the R ultimate. Procs off. Is she gonna be able to auto-attack him to death?
Like
Heal after heal.
silent.
Oh no!
Kill steal.
Wait, what happened? Jungle Rage, continue. Jungle DC, give him a minute. What happened?
That definitely looked like
What happened? Wait.
Jungle Rage quit. Yeah, no, I
That's
would
so funny.
say that was
I was trying to flex.
definitely-
By the way, this was the very same man who was flexing for Pixel. Bro, this is not a good look for you if you're trying to impress.
Hey. It's just Ezreal styling, right? Uzi is definitely styling on him. obviously it was entirely.
You know what this reminds me of is that you're going to the beach, you flex, you trip on a rock, but an even better looking guy comes in and flexes even harder and keeps on doing it.
This man, the BTL pause, not a BTL game without a pause. Oh man, okay, I just saw what happened. That's hilarious. That's so funny.
Oh, we got the question mark spam.
Question marks are coming out.
All right. Someone's offended. Is this the point where we need to? Is this the point where we need to hide the chat, or is this
The chat is the true story. We don't care about the game. We want.
We don't care about the game.
We want the saga.
All right. My point exactly. Yes, I agree with Nautilus. My point exactly.
You know, it does have a point. It's pretty pointy. I mean, look at that hook. Look at it. It's gonna walk away.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
another one.
Oh no, line him up and shoot him down.
At this point, Uzi should just sell his entire build, full AP Ezreal, and just see how many people can snipe down with the ultimates.
I've tried to play AP Ezreal. I'm bad at it. It just don't work. And it don't work because I say it don't work. And that's how it always is, right?
That's all we need. All other evidence doesn't matter. This game is gonna be closing up right now. So, guys, I question a lot of Ape's draft, but when it comes to your individual skill, I like what I see. But let's start an opinion.
That was a very
Ape's
bold
real-
leap forward. And it looks like that is going to be punishment, but it doesn't necessarily matter, it looks like, because it's not just the Ezreal. The mid laner is also pretty strong.
Okay,
But-
they're obviously watching the Twitch stream right now and saying, you know what, this guy's talking shit, but you guys gotta prove him wrong.
They really are, yeah. Jace is just like, you know what? We need to get some red in our goddamn Magic the Gathering deck. We're gonna go in. We're just gonna fucking fire.
Not the exact moment Kumina said it was gonna close out. They're just like, you know what? Nope.
And flash for flash, it looks like Graves is in the grave.
No.
And it just, well, it is. I see a 30-second timer. 30, 29, 28. Now, I wonder what's going to be
Red
the thing
Dragon's
on
coming
these-
up. They're probably just gonna go for Red Dragon, then probably finish off the bot lane towers because it's still quite a bit away until Baron respawns. Uzi looks like he's gonna just gun this down, clean it up, and I bet this is probably just gonna be a bot lane. But you know what? These guys, they like proving me wrong. That blue buff didn't last long, did it?
I think every one of that blue buff. They all wanted the blue buff.
Grace is gonna heal with the wall, he's fine. If they keep on chasing me as they are. Yep, just like I said, gonna get the dragon, heal it out, gun down in the bottom tower. Probably want Super Ninja Scooter staying in the mid lane, and probably just try to end a good clean game for the bot side. I predict they're probably gonna do a tower dive, and then not put this game into a wrap.
I don't think they're going to need to tower dive. They're just going to take the tower and just keep walking forward.
Yeah, they're just gonna assert their dominance right here.
Now,
Really?
that is a
What do you
good
think?
Aurelia ult, but
Start with the invertibility, Silas healing up. I really not really getting much action going through. Mordekaiser are going on to this last one of strands of life. I really ended up from with him, but will I really be able to take him out? Take out. I really lift the hero plays. Two people down on the side of Apes. Good plays. Good plays.
for sure, they definitely came out of that clean. That's what they're going to need to do if they're coming to come back. But unfortunately, there still is the ADC, and the ADC is damage, which means that may be.
If he comes with some 1v9 play, probably just gonna
There's
walk
the
away,
inhibitor.
let Baron respawn. Also, the type of defense that I really is displaying right now to help out our team. I think the real way that you really want to end this game, standing corrected, I really going in, gonna try to get a solo kill on Uzi. Uzi flashes away, gets kill in, QQQ, and cleans up the second kill, goes on to Victor. Victor going down for the count, and on this point, live to 200 health bar, Ezreal. I think this is where you walk away. Can I have some water, please?
Our Pixel Wolfar. Okay. Uzi's securing my bets, dude. Uzi is a little, yeah, he's a little crazy. It's
Oh
wild.
no, what's he going for?
Like I said, this guy should just build. You know what? Uzi just likes breaking
think
everybody's like a
That,
grenade.
that was a vision R.
That's a vision R.
Yeah.
It was to send a message.
It wasn't to send a message, it was to check on Baron, which, they weren't quite at,
No, the last. Someone DC.
Oh no.
The last time someone had this good of a starting weekend on ADC, I believe it was season 6,
You're not even gonna pause. You're gonna say we don't need our top laner.
and their name was Expo. Is NA Uzi the next Expo?
I think you very might well be, but you see, Expo's in this tournament.
Yeah, but Expo. I mean, Expo's still here.
This is gonna be a hype. I'm looking forward to that.
Curious Aurelia. This is
Aurelia
definitely a
is
good
like,
play.
ooh, goes in for the triple, but Kara replies back with the cube. Kara goes down.
Oh,
like,
so much damage.
Down.
The top laner has reconnected, though I do not see him from the
Wow, they
base.
straight up did not pause the game. They were just like, yeah, it's fine.
There he is.
We don't need you, bro. We don't need you. We got.
Jabrowski, we got this.
Go sip on your lemonade. You earned it.
Lemonade, why not Kool-Aid?
I mean, there's so many reasons why not Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid is, in my opinion, better than lemonade. But that's just me.
I mean, I don't want like some man breaking down my door going, "Oh yeah, like no, oh no, how about you fix my fucking door, Kool-Aid man?"
Right, but you don't necessarily have to invite the Kool-Aid man, right? And you know what? Maybe they're playing their game outside in a tent with an internet connection.
Maybe they
right?
are Kool-Aid man. Maybe that's why Uzi's able to do this. Maybe Uzi is Kool-Aid man.
I mean, that would explain some of the esports.
I mean, look at that blood of the first stack shield. Like, that's Kool-Aid man. He's smashing through the doors. Oriana gets into 5R. Ezreal shoots out his own ultimate. It's not going to result in any kills. Salah's getting quite low right here. I imagine he probably gets cleaned up. Nope, flashes away. And it's really just one last hurrah. Salah's with the big heals. Gets shot down by the bars. Aurelia cuts down her own ultimate, but really Aurelia's just getting really hard countered by the Tara pick here. Like, Aurelia would really be doing so much more if they picked any other support that was not Tart. This game is gonna be a wrap. Uzi's still left alive, killing people under tower, saying, yo, this is, we're gonna make my KDA look a little bit prettier. Can I get that nice 20? He's gonna try to get it, but unfortunately just not enough time to get that 20th kill. So he's gonna be stuck on the sad boy 19. And that's where
you lied again. You got it. He got it. You need to lie. You need to stop lying.
How did he get the 20th kill?
He got the 20th kill. Stop lying.
This is where our broadcaster has to play the "Why Are You Always Lying" song.
No, we're fine. All right, well, that will be the 2-0 victory for Ape Chimps. Once again, NA Uzi up there on those damage charts. To see that man is absolutely insane. There was some hype for him coming into the weekend from me, as in I saw the account like, this guy looks like he's going to be pretty good. And in fact, he was. And their team comp definitely did play around him pretty well. I mean, not even necessarily. Also, just like individually had a lot of good plays. And that bot lane, the Diamond 3 support, got to give it up to the support as well. Played very well. So that's a very strong bot lane coming out of Ape Chimps. Ape Chimps being a team that is mostly new, with just their team captain being a veteran, and they're being very